We went out back. We were working one night. We went out back, and he just said, "I don't know if you know or not, but I'm gay." And I'm like, "I thought you were gonna tell me something completely different." I'm kind of stunned right now. And like, I mean, it didn't matter to me, but it was just. I thought his approach of telling me was horrible, especially for being a journalist. But yeah, I got the job done, I guess.
But then he said he felt honored that I told him.
Yeah, I was really honored because he said I was one of the first people.
Were you in the top 10, did I say?
I was in the top 10.
In the top 10.
Yeah.
It was like a Letterman show.
I broke up with my girlfriend when I was 25. Right now I'm 28. But when I was 25, I had broken up with my girlfriend who I had been with a year and a half. And she had fallen in love, like that's what she said, and she wanted to get engaged. Hearing her say that she wanted to be with me for the rest of my life made me look at things seriously, take a raw, realistic view of life, and I said, you know, I cannot be with a woman for the rest of my life. I found this at work. It's a St. Patrick's Day sticker or whatever, but it kind of represents me in this crazy journey that started a few months ago. I'm nearly 100% Irish, so this is a pot of gold, so it kind of represents the Irish, and then this is a rainbow, and I've been coming out to everyone like crazy since the end of October, so this is me, this represents me, this pot of gold, and then the rainbow is like a catapult of like coming out, and that's how it's been, because I've like been telling everyone. Well, yeah, I started telling people October 25th. That was Michelle, and she's I keep a list of everyone who I told, and then I try to keep dates and where we were just so I can remember. So like when I'm old, I can look back and have a memory of it. And I like to tell people in person. At work, I would pull people outside and have a short break, and I would just say right off the bat that I'm gay. And this was at my dad's Irish citizenship party at the Irish Cultural Center, and this was the first time I was together with my family as a whole after I told all of them. I just told my family like 3 weeks ago about me, so that was kind of a big night for me. It was a Friday afternoon, and I just gone over to my parents' house. They're both retired, so they just gotten back from a trip from Arizona. And I came over, and it was a nice, like, sunny afternoon. And they're in their kitchen doing this and that. And I was pacing around, like, pretty nervous, because it was something I was saying, like, okay, it's time to do this, so I was pretty nervous. And finally, I said, well, I got something to tell you. This has been going on a while. And then I just said, I'm gay. And then they stopped. And my dad sprung out of his chair and gave me a big hug. And he was like, oh, good to hear, good for you. And my mom was silent. And I started to talk about it. So my mom was pretty frozen. And then I saw a frown start to form on her as I was talking. And then she started to cry. And then she got up. And she's a very dramatic woman. So she started crying and said, oh, you would have made a wonderful father, and you could have had a family. And I was trying to explain to her I can have a family still, and she didn't understand that. And she was pretty uneducated on homosexuality, so she's been getting a big lesson in it in the past like 3 weeks from my dad. And for me, while my mom was crying, my dad said that he felt like celebrating, like here's some big news in the family. So me and my dad went out to dinner, and my mom stayed home because she was in despair from the news.
She just won't talk about it. You can just feel there's like discomfort about it.
Tension.
Yeah, she crawled into the fetal position. She's like, for 27 years I've known you as, one way, and now this. It's just gonna take some time. And it's been 2 months since I told you two, and I'm still like, I'll forget. I'll be like, oh yeah, I told him that. Wow, I can't believe I told him, because I've known it since 13. It was always something that I buried underneath me. Wouldn't even consider it. Everything.
And you
sleep
felt
with them
you-
every night.
You couldn't love a woman, huh?
No.
No.
I mean, as a best friend, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the love that would keep two people together for the rest of their life.
Okay.
Amanda was destroyed.
I know. That's sad.
She called and called me, waiting for me to like change my mind, hoping that I would like, you know, she wanted to move anywhere that I wanted to move and just live with me, and she didn't care.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. So that was hard.
Yeah. She was torn apart when we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was the most serious boyfriend she had.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'm like, you know, I can't do this anymore. I cannot go into another relationship because I saw how much I hurt Amanda.
Mhm.
I'm like, I cannot do this anymore.
Unfortunately, too many people still do and try, and
Yeah.
then they make a bigger mess.
It's like, enough of the games. I have to like make some decisions here. The day after I told you guys, I guess, I was probably emotional because I just can be emotional nonetheless, but I was more emotional because it was the day after I told you. And I woke up and it was like a Saturday morning and I was all disturbed and angry and just going through a range of emotions. Pat called me to just see how I was doing. And, you know, I told him that I was disturbed at how you reacted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was upset that you were taking it bad and I was all nervous and stressed out because you weren't taking it well. And then he made me feel good, and I go into work and I kept thinking about him being so supportive, and it made me like be nearly in tears
No kidding.
while I was working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I kept playing over his words in my head, telling him telling me it's okay, like you don't have to hide anymore. And I kept playing that over in my mind, and it just made me want to like cry.
That was
I
very-
was holding back tears while I was working, and and the reason I was holding back tears is because I was emotional, and I was emotional because I had just told you two the night before.
That was very sweet of Pat, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He's
he
very-
stepped up to the plate as the dad.
Okay.
The
But
rest of you.
I think it's improving with time, and I think time will be a positive factor over it too, and it was very difficult at the beginning for him, and it was hard for us in many ways too. So, but as you get used to the idea and you are reinforced with who he is on a regular basis,
Yeah, that's
you
it.
you just forget that.
Who's who he is, and he's still, he's a very good person and nice and intelligent, and that's not going to change.
Mhm.
So he's still David to us, something like that.
I don't want his life to be any different because of this. In the way, I don't want him to feel bad or to be punished or to be ostracized or anything. I love him as much as I ever did. He's the same person as he ever was. And I want him to know that and to be sure of it, too. And so that's why it was important to celebrate that and to go out. And he's got some neat friends, too. I think initially it was sort of a shock to her because she wasn't as prepared as I was to handle it. And in a way, maybe I blame myself. Maybe I should have done more that way, but I was uncertain, too.
But it's a different kind of normal. Yeah. Insofar as it, David will be going a different way than I had thought of as before. As you think of him as getting married and having kids, and now I realize it's going to be a little different. He's going to be, maybe with, probably with a man, and have a different, maybe a lifestyle. I just hope it's a happiness. He's happy in what he does, and whoever he meets, I hope is a nice person. And all that. You want the best for him.